Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, this is ice fishing time, and a lot of weeks I don't really get to talk about it. Last year, we didn't have ice conditions like we are this year. Our winter was completely different. But ice fishing is a huge part of what we have here in the North Country. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it today. I wanted to give you some information on some of the new products that are out there. And why the new products are so critical is because ice fishing is changing. There's so many ways now, if you have the money and the ability to get these products, it can change the whole sport. Number one, I think the biggest thing is what has always made ice fishing tough for some people is they get freezing. They're cold. They're not comfortable, and they can only stand it so long. Well, today, my goodness, there's huts out there that are heated, that have lighting. I mean, you can put tables in there, and you can be comfortable. You can see. So what happens then is you can stay and fish as long as you want. You aren't freezing. You can cook food while you're doing it, and you can enjoy eating. You can tell stories with each other. Here's the products, though, that really do make a huge difference. Number one is the advancement in cameras and in screens and sonar and all the things that go together to make you be able to, if this is what you want to do, see the fish and even see the lure down there under you. Now, there's a lot of new lures that are coming out. And one of the things that you don't realize, or you might not have realized, because what I always thought about ice fishing is you set your spot up, you put a hut down there if you're able to, you drill a hole, and you jig your lure up and down. But there's certain lures that are certain colors that have certain actions that allow you to put that down there, and they actually draw fish from a much greater area. They either hear those lures or they see the bright colors, and they come investigating. And if you have a camera and a screen and you can watch that lure, number one, you can see which action you might put into it that triggers a strike. You can see the fish come. They see the lure, and they might look at it, move a little bit, and they're thinking about it, and then you change that action or something, and you can see them all of a sudden reach up and grab it. And this is only part of what's going on. Tungsten, in new products, tungsten is used in most lures now. It's more expensive, it's heavier, it's denser, and it gives you a lot of benefits. Number one, it's not polluting the area with lead, but also it allows you to feel what your lure is doing more because it is more reflective, both in sight and in feel. And these things do make a huge difference. Also, they claim that tungsten is seen better by these new scopes and so forth. I guess if the signal is sent out and then it's reflected off them, and it's a stronger signal because it's reflected easier, I guess that makes a big difference too. Here's the biggest thing I believe about ice fishing that is really changing the sport is the fact that you can be comfortable. You've got these wonderful tents and huts and so forth that are being made. Number of companies are doing it. And it just depends on how big you want it to be and how elaborate. And I guess how much money do you have in your wallet is what it boils down to. But these advances have made it so that there's so many more man hours now that are out there on the ice, people staying longer. They can even sleep overnight in these if they want to. What happens is those fish are constantly being fished for, and there's a lot more fish being caught. And there's a danger to that. It's no different than our catch and release program where we're trying to keep these fish alive. Well, now you're catching more and more fish that hopefully you're trying to keep alive. But it is a struggle, it's a challenge. And a lot of northern states are seeing a decline in the fish populations because so many are being taken ice fishing. You know, there's so many aspects to any sport. There's always good parts and bad parts. There's always something that will benefit the fish, hopefully, and something that will benefit the sportsman. And I believe it's our greatest resource. Our water is our greatest resource, whether it's hard or soft. And it's important that we enjoy it, but also that we take care of it. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.